I just wanted to say something else that is relevant, which stuck out to me as like, no, that's a complete, utter fucking lie. I'm sorry, but I don't have the emotional and mental maturity of a 12-year-old. I'm actually quite an adult person and can maintain a civil relationship with or friendship with somebody, even if I've been involved with them in the past. You know, I can be quite polite and civil and all of that. And it's just completely fucking ridiculous to say to me, oh, if I ever speak to you again, you're just going to think that I'm interested in you and that I want a relationship with you. That is utter fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. Sorry, but lies. Which is part of like why this whole like blocking and complete refusal to ever speak to me again is so unjust and such a like false, wrong thing to do. It creates a lot of hurt, and it's based off of a lie that I've been told, if I ever speak to you again, you're just going to think I'm interested in you. So that in itself is false. But regardless of what I think, who cares? On top of that, just to not have the integrity to actually like care about a person that you were involved with for like almost 6 years, like that's just incredible to me. Like I can't even fathom how somebody could just completely just not care anymore about a person that they really did care about for quite a long time, and they're just scared to talk to or scared to even think about talking to them or caring about them at all on any level, just because of some fictitious lie that they've invented in their head to help push them away from ever contacting them again. Like that's just lies on top of lies, and it's really hurtful. And I just can't understand how somebody could do that. I don't think like that. I don't think that way. I'm a little more, you know, even if the roles were reversed, like, and I was trying to push him away or whatever, like, you know, I don't want to, you know, whatever thing anymore, and like, I would still be friends, like, or on some level, I would still, like, you know, I would still just, you know, maybe every now and then be like, kind of like check in with the person, or just like kind of be like, oh, hey, how's it going, you know? If I had nothing on it and I was just like, you know, totally cool and stuff, like, I'd just be like, whatever about it. So, like, if you really don't care anymore, then it shouldn't matter to just, you know, have an open communication channel, just to like every now and then maybe say, hey, how you doing? Oh, cool. You know, like what is the point of like, it just doesn't make sense. So there's that on top of like the whole wrongness of it, on top of, you know, yeah, there's still a little bit of hurt feelings, but whatever, that's my problem. Like, it doesn't matter what I think or feel, because that's for me to deal with. You know, that's on me. But the other stuff is on the other person, and that's just, you know, adds insult to injury. Like, it just is layers upon layers of wrongness. It's just like, I don't understand. I don't know what I did to be so hated. or so rejected. I don't know what I did. But I actually don't think it's that. Because here's the thing. I was quite happy going along, just doing my thing. Doing my thing. And, you know, handling my own hurt feelings or whatever thing, lossy, blah, blah, whatever. I was handling it on my own, okay? But I did ask for some honesty to, like, tie things up, right? Like, just to, hey, you know, just come clean with me on, like, what's been going on. Because I was shunned right after finding out something. So, like, hey, like, can you just, like, get in touch with me and, like, actually tell me what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? So, that's all fine and good. That's great, okay? Yeah, it was a bit of a shock to me to learn more. So you have to take that into consideration and, like, just, like, leave it. You know, just leave it for a while. I was, you know, dealing with my own feelings on the subject matter. It's just like what? Like, what, how? Like, what? You know, I just couldn't understand. So, but that's for me to deal with, right? It doesn't matter what I'm doing on my own with that. Like, that shouldn't affect the other person or their, you know, willingness to have any sort of care or communication or anything like that at any point in the future. Like, that's got nothing to do with them. And so I'm minding my own business, you know, and then I get this text the next day of, like, I'm never going to speak to you again because you're just going to think that I'm interested in you. What utter bullshit. And it was nasty. Like, the tone of it was, like, really nasty. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, you just told me about all this stuff. I'm mopping up my own whatever, picking up my own broken heart off the floor already. And, like, and then you send me that as another slap in the face. Why? Why leave it like that? It is so damaging and hurtful to do that to somebody. And then, yeah, I was mad. And this time, I wasn't polite about it. Most of the times in the past, even if I was mad, I would still be like, now listen here, something blah, 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 blah. But I was just like, fuck you. Like, don't you dare tell me that bullshit about me, those lies, on top of everything. And then just break another agreement with me. And then just run off and never speak to me again. How could you do that to me, Grant? How could you do that to somebody that you're involved with for 6 years? I'm just like, I cannot get my head around it. Why will you not face having a decent conversation with, like, months later? Like, how long is it gonna take you? You're just like, oh, I just have to, like, you know, whatever. I just need time to, like, no, you don't need time. You just need to have the decency and balls to actually, like, have a decent conversation with me. A respectful conversation with me to end it peacefully. You left it this way, not me. I left it with, like, okay, you know, maybe we'll talk at some point in the future, but, like, I got all that, you know, and I was even trying to be nice at the end of it, like, hey, if you ever want to, like, you know, like, I don't know what I was saying, I something like, if you change your mind or whatever, like, do you know what I mean? But, like, I'm sorry I'm being so, I don't know, annoying about this, but try to look at it from the perspective of me, if that's even possible. wasted 6 years of my life with you, and I don't deserve to be left like that. I deserve better. I deserve some care and consideration. And you know exactly what you've done. You know. And then if I react at all or say anything about it at all or do anything about it, I'm to blame. I'm the one, it's my fault. And you know, if I show any sort of like, hey, this is not cool, can you like leave it on a better note kind of a thing, or try to persist to like get an answer or get in touch, or like, can you please talk to me? I'm to blame. It's my fault. And I'm just crazy and delusional. What a bullshit lie. What an absolute lie. Those are lies that you tell yourself about me, which are totally not true, in order to justify never speaking to me again. And to leave the hurt there and say, oh, well, it's your fault. I had nothing to do with it. Don't blame me. You're just delusional, and I have nothing to do with it. What absolute bullshit. It would help you to move on as much as it would help me, no matter what happens, no matter what I feel. What does it matter what I feel? It shouldn't matter. What should matter is your integrity to do the right thing, despite what I say, despite what anybody says. Do the right thing, to be mentally and emotionally mature about it, okay? I'm not immature. I can have a conversation with somebody and not, you know, and knowing that, like, it's over, but at the same time, I still care about the person. Don't you? Don't you? Like, you know, we're still human beings, and we still deserve decency and good communication, and you know what I mean? After months of not speaking, I mean, like, how long do you need? Like, if you're just like, oh yeah, sometime in the future, like, well, why not just get it over and done with? Why not just, like, you know, repair it to the degree that we can speak to each other without you getting testy or emotionally triggered or whatever, or something. And quite honestly, I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. Like, I'm not going to, you know, after everything, like, I'm not going to, what do you think I'm going to do? Like, oh, can't we work it out? Can you please come over here? And, like, you know, like, I just really want you to, like, I just really want to be with you. And, like, I love you and miss you so much. And, like, I actually, like, I totally, like, worked out everything, and we can do it now. And, like, everything's all good. So, like, how about it? What do you think I'm going to do? No. You know. And I'm not even going to try to, like, insinuate that, like, actually, that's your job. Like, if you want me, you can come over here and, you know, like, whatever. Like, that's your job to let me know. Like, I'm not even going to do that. You know, I would just, like, leave the channel open. You know, just leave it as a nothingness. Leave it as, like, do you know what I mean? Like, hey, we're cool. It's cool. There's no, like, emotional bullshit. It's just, like, yeah, whatever, you know, and then just, like, leave it that way. And then, like my feeling on it is like, if you want to talk to me, whatever, I'm not going to take that as a sign that you're actually interested in me. Unlike you, who thinks that I would be interested in you if I try to communicate with you. Just because we're not in a relationship doesn't mean we can't, have care. And just because, like we're in different countries doesn't mean we don't exist. Doesn't mean we're not still surviving and living and breathing and alive, like, so what? It's like, it's the 21st century. Give me a break. And what else was I gonna say? So for me, like, I have nothing on it. I'm not gonna think you're actually interested in me unless you start doing the things that you were doing right when I found out about you dating, which is, flirting, sexting, telling me or hinting at me that you still wish we could have had a solution, still trying to find solutions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so unless it's that communication, no, I'm not stupid. Okay, Grant, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to think, oh, he said hi to me. He said, hey, how's it going? He's interested in me. If he asks me how I'm doing, oh, he must care about me and be like, regretful, and like he must still want to, he must still want to see me or something. No, I won't take it as that. I would just take it as like, okay, cool, we're just staying in touch or whatever, like, so what? And living our lives, but there's no like, this big weird resist thing on it, and it's not like this weird immature like, oh, I can't talk to you because you're just gonna try to be in a relationship with me again. Get over it. Stupid. That's stupid. I'm sorry, but that's my rant about that. I didn't expect this to be so long, but whatever. I know he, is incapable of listening to my messages and reading my messages because I just can't have any of it in my universe because I just get so triggered and emotional and blah, blah, blah. So, like, get over it. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's really dumb on top of the hurt that it causes. And no, I'm not acting all hurt at the moment, but yes, it is hurtful, okay? I'm being kind of forceful about it because I needed to say it. So it's just dumb. Like, I'm not going to think we're in a relationship if you reach out to me and say hi. No. Whatever. Get over that. Or if I try, like if I, like just put the past in the past. We've both said things to each other which were mean, or when we were upset or angry, like we said things we shouldn't have, or maybe that were like a little too harsh or something like that. Or, maybe at the time, like that's how we really felt, but can't we just put that in the past, leave it, recognize the good, qualities of each other and just, pay more attention to that, acknowledge that, and just be like, okay, cool, shove it all under the rug and just be like, whatever, like I can do that. I don't have a bone to pick with you about, oh, but you were dating and looking and on dating apps while you were still, back in January and December with me and blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's not much more that could be done that, like, yeah, it was hurtful to know that. It's hurtful to think about it, but what am I going to do? Sit there and berate you about it? Like, no, I don't care. Like, I don't care to do. That's not my game. Like, what am I going to do with that? Like, okay, so what? It's done. What's done is done. So, I just feel like we shared a lot of our lives and some experiences together, and you know, like, it's okay to say that that was meaningful. You know, it was what it was, you know, and then it's not immature to have feelings. It's actually mature to acknowledge your feelings and admit your feelings and be able to talk about it without being insulting or impolite or anything like that, and just be able to acknowledge it and like go, okay, call a spade, that's what it is, you know, without, you know, judging or criticizing or whatever. You know, it's like, it's actually a good thing to be able to talk about that stuff. And, you know, especially with the person that you had that experience with. And it's not, the purpose or intention is not just, you know, to try to like resolve anything. All I'm saying is like, leave it as an open channel. And many times when you do that, when you take the resistance off of it, it's almost sort of like there's not even a need to talk about it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you don't need to. You can just, you know, because I don't have an intention to continue that with you anyway. So I just feel like, you know, it would be the right thing to do, to be respectful and, you know, just leave it as an open channel without blaming or hurting, or judging the other person, or saying that they're a nasty person or a bad person or anything. Like, I'm not saying, that doesn't mean like I'm saying I'm perfect, but who cares? Like, why do you have to make it about being a good person or a bad person? Who cares? It's just do the right thing. You know, like, who cares if you're a bad person or a good person? Like, there's like, you know, it's like, well, you're a human being, right? So like, treat people like decent human beings, and that's just the right thing to do. And, you know, somebody that you cared about greatly for so long, it's sort of like, well, it's really hurtful just to like completely shut them out and say you're just a bad person. I can't talk to you because like you'll just try to rope me into a relationship. Well, no. That's why I'm saying this. I'm saying no, that's not true. It's actually not true. In fact, you were the one who was flirting with me before. Anyway, it does not make sense to just leave it on a bad vibe.